Hello everybody, welcome back to story 2 of the LEGO Ninjago 5-minute stories. Yesterday we read Ninja Mission. Today we are reading The Evil Engagement. If you want to get this book, you can get this book wherever books are sold. You can also go to 8-Bit Bricks' YouTube channel because he is also reading the book as well. But anyways, let's get started with The Evil Engagement. If I can get to the page. And here we go. Now, The Evil Engagement. When an evil djinn named Nauticon appears freed from the teapot that had imprisoned him for ages, he immediately gets up to no good. The djinn has the ability to grant wishes, but they always turn against the wisher. The ninja made a big mistake when they wished for the power to defeat him. Now Nia is on the verge of becoming Nauticon's bride. Only a handful of ninja are left to fight the djinn, and most important to this particular story, Clancy, the Peg League Serpentine pirate, has to figure out to bake a wedding cake. And here's Nia and Nauticon. And this is based on, in this story, The Evil Engagement is based on season 6, which that is Skybound, which if you want to go watch LEGO Ninjago season 6 Skybound, you guys can watch it on Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, or wherever, wherever. Oh yeah, and please, don't mind, I am wearing my 49ers jersey. I know. Yeah. Sadly, we are eliminated because we did lose tonight against the Rams. But anyways, let's get started on The Evil Engagement. There is going to be a wedding, Nauticon announced to his assembled crew. Make the necessary preparations. The crew of the flying pirate ship Misfortune keep glance at each other as their djinn captain stalked away. Everyone knew they had to obey the orders and help make the wedding between Nauticon and Nia a success. They also knew what would happen to them if the ceremony was a failure. Nauticon wasn't known as the forgiving type, so no one wanted to be the first to volunteer to be wedding planner. Well, almost no one. Wow, romantic, Clancy cried, hopping around with his wooden leg. I haven't been to a wedding since. Actually, I've never been to a wedding, but I bet they're fun. And here's everyone planning for the wedding. Even the monkey was in it. Fintlook, the djinn's trusted first mate, and Dogshank, a hucking brute, looked at each other with a big smile. With big smiles creeping onto their faces, it looked like they had found their wedding planner. Clancy was excited about being given the job of organizing the big event. Sure thing, were challenges, like the bride hating the groom, but all weddings came to minor obstacles. Or some he had heard. The first thing he had to do, he decided, was to make a list. Music, food, Nia's dress, he said, jotting them down on his list. Oh, a cake! Can't forget that. The dress was easy. Nauticon insisted on Nia wearing his mother's wedding gown. It had 4 sleeves, but that could be fixed. Since the groom was much too busy to talk to him, Clance decided to discuss the arrangements with the bride. What kind of flowers would you like? He asked Nia. Stickweed, she replied. Is there anyone I should lead off the guest list? Yes, the groom. What do you want as a wedding gift? to skip this wedding, Nia swirled. And look, there she is with Clancy and the wedding dress that she had to wear that had 2 sleeves. Well, had 4 sleeves actually. It appears that the bride was not going to be much help either. So Clance went back to check on how the preparations were going. Bucko, whose real name was Colin, but that's not a very pirate name, Filtluke and some of the other pirates were busy transforming the interior of the Jinn temple into a wedding chamber. Clancy marked off his to-do list and left them to their work and headed for the ship's kitchen gallery. It was time to make the wedding cake. Clancy has been hoping Doubloon would be free to help him. It was true that Doubloon didn't know how to cook, but he had once robbed a baker, so that gave him more experience in the kitchen than any other pirates. But Doubloon was busy stealing the music for the ceremony. Baking the cake was going to be up to Clancy. No problem. I've got this, the little green pirate said confidently. He raided the shops for all ingredients he thought should go in a cake. Flour, eggs, milk, sugar, peppers, chicken, barbecue sauce, a loaf of bread, and just a hint of lime. He mixed them all up in the pot, hung the pot over a fire, and there's Clancy making the cake for the wedding. And really, you should make an actual good cake, because barbecue sauce, chicken, I don't think that would really mix. Now I just need to let this cook for 6 hours, and I'm done. Clancy said happily. It was almost time for the wedding rehearsal, so he left the gallery to go check on how the other preparations were coming along. Doubloon had returned with the music. It took Clance a long time to find something he liked. Most of the songs were about rattling small towns or stacking merchant ships. Sadly, there just weren't that many pirate love songs. Clancy finally picked a sea shanty that sounded vaguely ceremonial and didn't have lyrics about stealing and firing cannons. Clancy was about to practice concluding the wedding ceremony when he was distracted by a wonderful smell. The cake! He rushed below decks to see how his creation was doing. He was rounding the corner to the gallery. He collided with something soft and spongy that bounced him up against a wall. The pirate's eye went wide. The hallway was filled with cake from floor to ceiling. The stuff was growing by the minute. Moving further and further down the passage, something about his recipe had gone very wrong and decided. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys the picture. And here's a picture of the cake everywhere. That's why you gotta be careful when you make a cake. Probably too much chicken, Clance said. There was only one thing to do. He drew his sword and attacked. Hacking and slashing, Clancy carved a path through the cake, trying to reach the gallery. It was a hard-fought battle. Every time he thought he was on the verge of victory, the growing cake would close in around him again. At one point, he thought maybe he could eat his way through, but he had been right the first time. There was way too much chicken. No baked good is going to stop me, Clancy yelled. Charting forward behind him, the keg was now starting to climb the stairs to the main deck. Unfortunately, it hadn't turned out to be very light and fluffy, so the weight was starting to drag. Miss Fortune's keep down. At last, Clancy spotted the bubbling pot. He pushed his way through the sweet treat and yanked the pot off the cooking fire. Now he just had to find a way to explain all of this to the others. What in the Silver Sea is going on here? Blowed Flintlock. He was standing in the door of the gallery, covered in cake crumbles and goo. Uh-oh. There he is, covered with all the cake. Clancy thought fast. A new ninja, he stuttered. The ninja of cake. Very dangerous. But no worries. I defended him. Flintlock hollered poor Clance in front of Nauticon. As it turned out, the ninja of cake story did not go over well with the evil djinn. There better not be any more problems, Nauticon demanded, on its eye pinning Klaus to the wall, or it's going to be your head. Clancy kept that in mind later. When he began to conduct the ceremony, it wasn't exactly a dream wedding. The bride kept looking over her shoulder, hoping for rescue, and the groom was groaning more and more and more enraged. But the music was nice. The piece of cake that Clancy had managed to save weren't too awful. Overall, as he reached the end of the service, Clancy was feeling pretty good about his job he had done. And under the watchful eye of the seventh sun made this crowd coldly this rewell today for the years to come, he said quickly, trying to make the marriage official before the djinn's last patience. And there's Nia and Nauticon and Clancy getting ready to get married. Suddenly, the sound of a cannon fire came from outside the main doors. A minute later, the doors bursted open to reveal the ninja team returned and ready for battle. And by the powers of Venice of me, Clancy said, even faster, I now pronounce you all powerful. Clancy dove under the nearest piece of furniture as the ninja confronted Nauticon. The heroes were already realizing they were too late. Nauticon and Nia were married! Yuck! Nauticon quickly used his terrible magic to put his new bride to sleep as he turned to face the ninja. Oh boy, I thought Clance. Those ninjas don't stand a chance. But if Nauticon wins, what's going to happen to me? As Nauticon created a duplicate of himself to battle the heroes, Clancy went over in his mind all the little problems there had to been at the wedding. Just the fact that the entire lower deck smelled of barbecue chicken and cake would probably be enough to get him banished forever. He had never seen all-powerful djinn so angry. It was a pretty scary sight. And there are the ninjas. There's Cole, there's Jay, there's Kai, there's Zane, but no Lloyd. No Lloyd. Lloyd's one of my favorite ninjas. He had to do something, but what? Get out of the temple and try to hide. Do something really historic so Nauticon wouldn't destroy him for at least another day or so. Or could he? Would he? Did he dare to help the ninja? Oh no, I couldn't do that. Clancy said to himself, I'm a pirate. I plunder. And loot. And I could never. A couple dozen duplicates of Nauticon were now battling Ninja all over the room. Holes were being blown in walls. Pirates were being tossed through the air. And the Djinns' dreadful laughter was rising everywhere. Clancy had to decide, but he couldn't. He sat down on the floor, covered in wedding cake, and looked around at the wreckage of the wedding and the crazed Djinn on a rampage, and wiped a tear from his eye. Now I get why people cry at weddings, Clancy sobbed. And there he is. There's Clancy crying. And that was The Evil Engagement. We hope you enjoyed the LEGO Ninjago 500 Stories, The Evil Engagement. Like I said, you can get this book wherever books are sold. You can also go to 8-Bit Bricks' YouTube channel to see him read this book. And we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you know when I post. I will be back tomorrow to do What Goes Up. Bye, everybody.